Do you sexually identify yourself as a train? If so, then Ashe is for you, and today we're gonna talk about how to play the newest tank in the game. Now, the strongest and the funniest part of her kit is, of course, her control, and it's not just some weak type of control, it's displacement, and in my opinion it's the strongest type of control. Think about it this way: if you just slow or stun someone, it works as a setup for a kill. If somebody got stunned, he's sitting there like a duck waiting to be killed. However, the displacement abilities can work not only as a setup for a kill, these abilities can kill by themselves. And if you are playing on a map with a lot of places to throw people off the cliff, you can have a lot of fun doing so. Also, Ashe's knockbacks can be hard to deal with on maps where the point is somewhere in the open area, so you can just keep throwing the enemy tank away and not let him even contest the objective. For example, the new test map is great for it, but maps like Frozen Guard are not, because the point there is surrounded by walls, and it doesn't allow you to throw enemies far enough. Now, what's your killing potential? We know that it's very important for a tank to be scary. Everyone fears Makoa, for example, because of his sick killing potential. But nobody gives a shit about Inara, because unless she's very close to you, she won't deal much damage, and she can't do much to you in general. Now, Ashe is somewhere in between, but actually closer to Makoa. And just like Makoa kills with his hook, Ashe can kill with her dash. Now, if you wanna throw someone off the cliff, the furthest you can throw someone is by dashing into someone and then, while he's still in the air, kinetic burst him even further. It works like a mini Torvald ult, but keep in mind that you need to charge your kinetic burst before you use the dash. So you have to know for sure that you are going for that combo. And after you juggle him, you can manage to shoot your victim twice in the air, if you throw the enemy into a wall, because otherwise the target's gonna go too far out of your weapon's reach. The juggle combo can deal 19 damage in total. If you also sneak up an ulti after the dash, then 2250. Enough to kill a full HP Tyra or Kinessa, not enough for Bumpkin though. Now, if you are going for a kill and not trying to throw someone off the cliff, you wanna throw enemies into a corner. It's not that easy to run away from there when there is Ashe shooting at you and body blocking your only way out. Also, if the situation allows, you wanna throw multiple enemies into a corner and to force them to be very close to each other. This way you will take the most out of Ashe's weapon. Now, that weapon deals damage in a pretty damn big area, and it is the second weapon in the game that allows you to hit people from the low ground. So if somebody takes that high ground and it is close to you, he's not gonna benefit from it too much. Also, you can hit flying targets pretty reliably, considering that this weapon works pretty much like a flak cannon, which is anti-air, duh. However, the range on this weapon is pretty shit, so you wanna be pretty close to your targets. And whenever the enemy tries to play smart, they will just try to outrange you, which is not that hard considering that Ashe's shield is pretty shit as well. I primarily use it when someone is trying to trade shots with me. You can just throw it in front of you and the enemy will have to make a decision. He either stays in the same place and probably loses that exchange because of my shield's gonna block a few shots, or he commits and runs through my shield and probably gets out of position and dies to my teammates, or allows me to throw him into a place that he wasn't expect to go, or he retreats. So there is definitely a lot of mind games with this ability. Her ultimate might look like Bellona's ult from Smite, and it does actually something similar, but most of the time you wanna use it not because of its damage or a knockup, you wanna use it to survive and buy some more time for your team to either recapture the objective or to have some more overtime and stuff like that. I can't count how many times I clutched the round by using this ultimate in the right moment. But you gotta be aware of the fact that even though you ignore all the damage while standing inside the circle, other players can displace you from that circle. Now, Ashe also has a few flaws. First one is her effective range, we already talked about it. Second one is that she's pretty mobile. Yeah, she got the dash that can get her on the other side of the fight in just 1 second, but this dash is also her main killing ability, and it has a fairly long cooldown. And because of it, you can only use it once per team fight. You can either get in or get out. You can't get in and then, when you feel that you're losing, get out. So you gotta be very smart with your dashes. Her last flaw is that she telegraphs her every move. When you use Kinetic Burst, Ashe plays an animation of charging her gun and makes a loud sound, so everyone knows that you're gonna knock someone away right now. Her dash also telegraphs what you're doing and where you wanna dash to. And even her ultimate telegraphs and allows enemies to shoot you in the air before you land. All of this means that you're gonna need to play smart and use your abilities after you bait their abilities out. For example, if you really wanna hit Makoa with your dash, but you know that his dash is still up, you might wanna use Kinetic Burst first to throw him away. And then after he uses his shell spin to get back close to you, then you can use your charge. And he won't be able to dodge it because his shell spin is already on cooldown. There is a lot of implication of baiting abilities. If you got a good game sense, you know what I mean. Now, about legendaries. I only play her with Battery and Ram because I see no reason why would I ever try anything else. Battery and Ram just add so much into Ashe's kit. First of all, you can block a lot of control effects with it, including Torvald's ultimate. You can bait it out and as soon as he ults, you just nope, and get the hell out of there. And it works with a lot of abilities. If you can anticipate some control effects that gonna be thrown at you, dashing in the right moment will block it completely. Also, you can tank almost any ability in the game with your dash when you have a Battery and Ram legendary. Bumpkin's ultimate, Sky's ultimate, and Roxas ultimate, everything but executions. Now, for the loadout cards, I'd recommend you to get the card that increases Ashe's max HP, also the card that heals you up to 320 for every enemy hit by Kinetic Burst. This card is pretty nice, and I'd say that you should get this one over the one that heals you on the shoulder bash. The card War Machine may allow you to either chain a few kills, or to get out of the fight if you manage to kill someone. The card Gatecrusher is pretty nice too, and if you wanna reduce the cooldown of your dash to the minimum, with Chronos level 3 and Gatecrusher level 4, you'll have only 8 seconds cooldown on Shoulder Bash instead of 15. The last card that I recommend is Watchtower. Your shield is gonna reveal enemies, which is gonna allow you to coordinate your attack instead of just diving headfirst into a group of enemies. This card is kinda situational, but there were a few moments in my games where I won because I had it. Now about the items. When you get into the game, you wanna count how many control effects do your opponents have. If they got more than you can take, you really wanna take the Resilience. Ashe gets severely countered by control effects if she doesn't get the Resilience, especially considering the fact that Ashe can be thrown out of your ult circle. Chronos looks pretty nice on Ashe, also Morale Boost can give you more opportunities to clutch the game. Green items are kinda weird on Ashe because you don't really trade shots much, as well as you don't always control when the enemy is gonna die, so Life Rip and Kill to Heal aren't very good on Ashe. However, the Veteran is a great option, since your dash can get you really far away from your enemies, and it allows you to take the most out of Veteran. Red items are situational. I'd say that you wanna get Cauterize if they don't have personal shields like Torvald, and if they do, better get Rekka. That's all I can say about Ashe so far. I hope I helped some of you guys. Ashe is very interesting and very mind game heavy champion. Hope you will enjoy playing her after this guide. Goodbye and see you around!